Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Opinionated Plays, and we're back with another one. And today we're going along the same realm that I've done in the past, which is the Dragon Ball Z timeline. And today we're focused on the Frieza saga. This saga split up basically into two parts. You have the part one, which is they travel to Namek, which is Gohan, Krillin, Bulma. Goku has to make his way there once he sees that the Frieza Force is trying to collect the Dragon Balls, which they originally came there for. And Frieza Force basically goes around killing all the Namekians, and Vegeta is also there trying to collect Dragon Balls at the same time as Frieza and the good guys, which is Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma. So that's part one, and then obviously part two we have Frieza taking on all the good guys in Gohan, Krillin, Vegeta, Piccolo, and then eventually Goku. So that's what this saga represents in a whole. We have a lot of characters here to go over, but first I'm going to go over the tiers. So we have the Pure God tier, which is the characters that are absolutely fantastic. They make the saga go. You're going to love these characters, or you're going to hate them, but you're going to respect their power. You're going to respect their part in the show. That's what Pure Gods really stands for in this saga specifically. Next we have the entertaining category, which are characters that, while they're on the screen, you appreciated what they brought to the table, but they're not necessarily the best characters in the saga. Pretty simple. So the next tier is mid, the middle of the pack characters who you can go with or without, but they probably play a role in the story. But they're basically just there to fill scenes, they're there to fill dialogue, and they probably have some purpose, just not necessarily an important one. Next, we have the annoying tier, characters you'd like to see probably get killed off, or you just want them to move to the next scene or episode. There's a lot of these characters in this saga specifically, and we'll have to go over them. The final tier is Dog Water. These are the characters that are either absolutely powerless, trash characters, characters that shouldn't have been added to the show in any circumstance. Really just characters that didn't need to be there under any conditions, right? So that's all the tiers we have here today, and we'll get started now. So first we have Goku in his spaceship traveling to Namek. And he's basically training for multiple episodes. They keep flashing back to him, and he's basically training in a gravity chamber. He keeps increasing the gravity level, and his power level climbs exponentially, very quickly. So this Goku's entertaining, just for the simple fact we just keep seeing him work out, doing different things on his ship. He's getting stronger as he trains, so that's the deal with him. Next we have it seems to be Kaioken Goku powering up versus Ginyu, if I'm not mistaken. That seems like what this scene is from. You can say this is also the Kaioken Goku that fought Frieza, but in general, it's going to go in entertaining. Now, the reason for that is specifically, he fought Ginyu and Kaioken, and he didn't defeat him. He got tricked by him and swap bodies, and when he was using Kaioken versus Frieza, he also did not defeat him. So he would be in the God tier because he looks very cool in the scenes, but overall, we'll reserve a different Goku for Pure Gods and leave this guy in entertaining. Next we have Goku with an energy aura. Specifically, I think this is when he first arrived on Namek, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm pretty sure this is when he fought Burter and Jace. If I'm wrong on that, please forgive me. I haven't watched this saga in a while, but I believe we all know this is before he went Super Saiyan. So this Goku also has to go in entertaining because any Goku from the Frieza saga is entertaining in his own right. So that's the deal with him. Finally here with this Goku, it seems we're just going through the Gokus. We have Super Saiyan Goku. Now real quick, all you have to know about this guy is he's an icon all over the world. He bitched Frieza really badly for multiple episodes, and he is the strongest mortal in the universe known at the time at the end of this saga. He basically destroys Frieza's will to live and causes him to be angry for the rest of his life and live in his mind. Super Saiyan Goku is absolutely the best character in this saga, and some people might say it's full power Frieza or final form Frieza, but overall, when you think of this saga, the first thing that pops in your mind is Super Saiyan Goku. Following that, we have First Form Pod Frieza. This is Frieza. It shows him in this scene specifically. Looks like he's going to blow up Planet Vegeta, but we can also just assume this is First Form Frieza before he transforms fighting the good guys, right? So this Frieza is pretty entertaining. He's not a god, but he's definitely up there as far as ruthlessness. He's eventually forced to transform after fighting Vegeta, and they're pretty evenly matched. So that's where that goes. He basically rips Nail apart. He really, basically this whole arc is trying to get the Dragon Balls, never is able to get his wish fulfilled, but nonetheless a very entertaining antagonist, and we appreciate all the forms of Frieza for the most part. Next we have second form Frieza. This is the Frieza that fought Vegeta, Gohan, and Krillin, and he's basically there as a surprise. Basically, Vegeta knew Frieza could transform, but he didn't know that he had transformations after this. So they're fighting him as if this is his 100%, and they're assuming they can take him on. But what actually happens is Krillin, Gohan, and Vegeta aren't able to inflict any serious damage on him or put him down for good, so Piccolo has to come fight him and force him to go to his next form, which is his third form. And that's basically the deal with this guy. He's there for an episode or two, I believe, maybe 3. He has definitely a cool transformation, the biggest form of Frieza, I would say. A good-looking version, kind of similar to his father. That's what I would say about this guy, and I would put him in entertaining as well. So, obviously, as you can see, a lot of Goku and Frieza up high. It makes sense. That's just the way this saga goes. Next we have Bardock, and this is from a flashback, I believe. Or you could say it's from the movie being intertwined with this arc, I guess. I'm not sure exactly why the Bardock squad is involved here, but we'll rank him anyway. We'll just say Bardock is entertaining. I don't want to spend time on him. He's probably reserved for a different list, but he's an entertaining character. He's Goku's father. It's important. Third form Frieza. This guy, I think most people would agree, he's pretty mid. He's still powerful, stronger than second form, obviously, but it's just basically a precursor to his final form. He definitely messes up Piccolo pretty bad, and basically the reason he has to go into his final form is because Vegeta's there, as a threat. If he remained in this form, could have possibly beaten him. So this guy, he's ugly. It's a good thing this wasn't his final transformation. We would have had to watch like 10 episodes of an ugly rat bastard, basically, so it's a good thing he's in mid. Next we have Final Form Frieza, and I will put him in Pure God, because Final Form Frieza can go right along here with Full Power Frieza as being, second strongest to Goku, basically, in either form. He's the second strongest warrior known at the time, and he's ruthless, and he has a bunch of different moves, skills, just different power, berserker type moves that are just fucking leveling Namek, breaking through the core of the earth, or not the earth, breaking through the core of Namek and forcing it to explode eventually at the end of the saga. He has no regard because he can survive in space. Goku can't. And he uses that to his advantage because he knows Goku's not going down, so he continues to pummel Namek and basically tear it to shreds. The other thing with this guy is, essentially, he was so confident in his abilities, whether it was 50% in his final form or 100% in his full power, that he was just going on a rampage for like 3 hours, basically, just trying to put Goku down for good. And he wasn't successful in the end, but overall, if Goku didn't go Super Saiyan, this guy would have ruled the universe. And we appreciate Frieza's longevity in the series. He gets stronger throughout in Super, but for Dragon Ball Z specifically, this guy is a menace. He is a pure god warrior, and only Goku could stand up against him at this time. Finally, as far as the main characters go from Namek, and then we'll have side characters, it seems, we have Vegeta when he first arrives in his, as you can see, his Saiyan armor, I believe. Or I might be mistaken here. I believe this is actually from when he first arrives, but it's after he takes off his scouter. It would seem that he removes his scouter some way through the Saga after taking on Dodoria and crushing it, and he's basically fighting and learning to sense energy and power levels just with his mind. So that's this Vegeta. You could say he's mostly entertaining, I think. He is pretty funny running around, running into different enemies, Dodoria, Zarbon, Kui, and that's his role. He's basically collecting Dragon Balls, running into Krillin, Gohan, and Bulma from time to time, and eventually taking on the Ginyu Force, I believe. Now, obviously, this picture, it's hard to pinpoint exactly where it's from, but we could just say this Vegeta is entertaining for the most part. And the same could be said for this guy, except what I really remember from this Vegeta is him basically being with Goku, and Goku heals him up basically and asks him to stick around and fight with him, and Vegeta just runs off trying to go summon Shenron. So although this Vegeta is entertaining, he's not the best Vegeta from this saga. He's very cocky, arrogant. If he would have stood there and fought with Goku, I don't think Goku would have been tricked by Ginyu and body swapped. So that's the deal with this Vegeta. He's still entertaining, it's Vegeta, and that's the deal. This Vegeta, he's going to go in mid. He gets slaughtered pretty bad, and it's not necessarily his fault. Frieza was just that strong, and we have to respect that. This Vegeta could have been a great moment, but he failed to go Super Saiyan like he wanted to, and eventually got thrashed by Final Form Frieza and put in the ground, and death beamed, and Goku had to bury him. So he's mid. He's not on the same level as the others, but we watched his pride get torn apart, and that's why he's here. Following that, we have the Gohan that arrived on Namek at first with that haircut, I believe the bowl cut, and then eventually got powered up by Guru. So this Gohan is pretty mid. Until he gets in his battle armor, he is not a threat. But we appreciate, him fighting for his friends Bulma and Krillin, and trying to grab the Dragon Balls to wish Piccolo back to life. That's the real thing here, and he eventually gets Piccolo back to life with one of the wishes, which is good, and he gets transported to Namek. So we accomplished that, so we appreciate Gohan. And this Gohan is entertaining. He's better than the other Gohan. He levels Frieza twice, doesn't kill him, but embarrasses him, power struggle-wise. Came very close to defeating him on 2 occasions, and he was very angry in this shot right here. He was very emotionally enraged, and we like when Gohan is pissed off. He brings out the best in him. As the series goes on, he doesn't show as much interest in fighting as when he was forced to fight for a cause. But we still appreciate this Gohan a lot. Next here we have Krillin. Same thing goes. He got powered up by Guru, and he did some things, but it doesn't compare to the Krillin with his battle uniform, the Saiyan battle uniform, which we're moving on to now. which is the Krillin that basically used his Destructo Disc to cut off Frieza's tail, and that's entertaining in its own right. So this Krillin eventually is used to power up Goku to Super Saiyan by Frieza blowing him to pieces, and we appreciate that. We appreciate Krillin dying for Super Saiyan. That's especially why he should be entertaining. Watching him get blown up to lead to Super Saiyan. That's good enough for me. King Vegeta here, he's mid. He couldn't defend his planet, so he doesn't get to be higher than mid, but he still looks cool. You know, obviously has the same look as Vegeta, his son, just with a nice goatee there, mustache. And, you know, it's cool to see the flashbacks with the old Saiyan planet and the people there, but realistically they couldn't stop Frieza, so they're mid. Next we have Piccolo on King Kai's planet. You could see because the halo's there. And this Piccolo is pretty mid because, you know, he's just training. That's all he does while the halo is on him, until he goes to Namek and fuses with Nail, which we're getting to now. He's not really doing anything except talking to the other guys there on the planet. But here we have the man himself, Piccolo, and there's an argument that to be made he could be moved up to Pure God specifically for holding off Frieza for Goku to gather spirit energy and basically sacrificing his, you know, body, coming close to dying just so Goku can get that spirit bomb off, and then eventually, you know, throwing himself at Frieza and being heavily damaged, essentially, and Gohan having to bring him back to the ship, right? But the good news is the Namekians heal pretty quickly. They have, you know, limbs that regenerate pretty easily. But the most important thing this Piccolo did was take on second form Frieza and fight him to a standstill, basically until forcing him to transform to his third form. So Piccolo is very entertaining in this saga. We all love Piccolo. If you don't like Piccolo, I don't know what you're doing. This Piccolo was very good. One of the best forms of Piccolo in the entire Dragon Ball franchise, and some great fighting scenes from him. Next we have Bulma on Namek. Bulma is basically, I want to say annoying. Her only scenes in this are basically getting jumped by a frog or some filler Frieza Force guys. I believe they're in this little list here. And she's basically just being annoying, you know. She just sits around, mopes around, cries about everything. But, you know, she's Bulma. She's not going to be dog water, but she was annoying in the saga. She was not a good character in the saga. Basically just being used as a plot device and just being shown in a scene or two, messing with Ginyu, Frog, and messing around with the Zarbon, flirting with him. I mean, it's just a pretty pathetic showing for her, but we know she's better in other sagas. But it's Bulma, so she's just going to be annoying, right? Tora is a member of Bardock's squad. He's pretty mid. He does have a cool Saiyan uniform. I'm not going to put him lower than mid. He does, you know, present himself in a way where Bardock sees him dying, right, and basically ties his little thing around his head with Tora's blood on it, and he wears that during the Bardock special. So that's why Tora's mid. You know, he does provide that for Bardock, right? But we appreciate the Bardock squad. You know, they were outmatched by Dodoria and his crew, so we like them. Next we have Dende. We'll say Dende was mid, but he does provide healing to the entire Z squad, and he does provide the ability to wish for get a wish, 3 wishes from the Dragon Balls on Namek, right? He eventually becomes Guardian of the Earth later on in the show, but for now he's just basically walking around, has like no power, but he can heal and he can wish from Shenron on Namek, right? Or Purunga, my mistake. It's Purunga on Namek, Shenron on Earth. Guru here, entertaining. He's entertaining. He's basically telling Nail what to do all the time, telling Dende what to do. and he unlocks the potential of Krillin and Gohan. You know, that's cool. You know, he's doing what he does, and he eventually passes away from, I guess, a broken heart. I guess he didn't die from just natural causes until at the end of the saga. He's a funny guy, you know, he's a good dude. You know, he's just got a little bit of a weight issue, but he's had a lot of children, so I understand. Next we have Nail. Nail is good. He's Guru's right-hand man. He fights first form Frieza and gets slapped, but he basically buys time for everyone else. So we appreciate Nail, and he can go in entertaining because he actually provides some cool moments and allows for Piccolo to merge with him, right? So that's great. Fasha, she's just going to go with Tora here in mid. She does basically the same thing, except, you know, she doesn't really provide much at all in the Frieza saga, but she can go in mid. The Bardock squad's cool in general. I'm not going to put them in annoying or dog water. They died, you know, that's how it goes. Next here we have the Doria, one of the antagonists of lower power than Frieza. And, you know, he's basically here as annoying. He can go there with Bulma. You know, he's a very, you know, transgender looking dude. You know, you can't really tell. You know, he's just an alien life form. Pretty much a bitch, and, you know, is scared of anyone that might even come close to powering him. We saw him run away from Vegeta and get his fat ass blown to bits. So we like that. We like watching the Doria die, and that's why he's an annoying. Here we have pretty boy Zarbon, and to be honest with you, this version of Zarbon is mid, but we can definitely say that this version of Zarbon is entertaining, specifically for drowning Vegeta in a lake when he didn't expect it. I thought Vegeta was dead at that moment. I thought Zarbon was going to be a threat for the rest of the saga, but eventually that didn't happen because Vegeta survived, got a Zenkai boost, and blew up Zarbon from the inside out. So this guy provided some good scenes, so he can go in entertaining, better than the base form of Zarbon that looks like a woman, so that's good. Captain Ginyu can also go in entertaining because, you know, a lot of people may love or hate Ginyu, but for the most part, he's an entertaining guy to see on screen because he provides a lot of funny lines, funny poses, and, you know, he works under Frieza. It's second strongest to Frieza in the Frieza Force there, so he's a strong fighter, and he can basically have an overpowered ability, which is to change bodies with one's self. You know, we saw it when he tricked Goku and took his body. Now, the power didn't transfer over, and Ginyu basically got sent into a frog body, but overall, this guy's entertaining. I'm not a big fan of him, but I understand and respect his character in this saga. Next here we have Borgos. He's going to go mid with the rest of them. Not much to say about him. He's just basically a truck, a wall. You could probably take a hit or two and basically die. So that's his role. Next we have Jace, famously known for Birder and him doing a specific attack versus Goku and failing miserably. They can go together in mid because apparently Birder's the fastest in the universe, and Jace is there grandstanding, and basically Jace gets killed by Vegeta later on, and Goku kills Birder, or basically puts Birder down and Vegeta finishes him off, right? So, you know, they're not able to do much except be annoying. They would go in annoying, but they do provide some context to the Ginyu Force as a whole, as before the Saiyans, Goku and Vegeta were around. They're probably mopping up worlds pretty easily. They're strong opponents in that sense, so we're going to have them in mid. They don't deserve to be an annoying because they are somewhat powerful, at least, you know, until they go to King Kai's planet and filler and look like shit, so that's their deal. Here we have Gildo. He's the perfect candidate for dog water. Absolutely atrocious warrior. He has one ability. He blinks his eyes, freezes time, and runs away like the fat ass he is. You know, that's his role. He sucks. Next we have is a Shugesh. He can go there with Borgos. They're both walls, trucks. You know, probably eating a lot of red meat on planet Vegeta. That's probably what they're doing. So, you know, hopefully, you know, if they ever get brought back to life, they don't die of a heart attack. Next we have Raccoon. He could probably go along here with Jason Birder, but the good news is with Raccoon is he actually inflicts some damage on Vegeta, and Vegeta and Gohan take a beating from him. But he is still mid because he got one-shotted by Goku with no Kaioken, no Super Saiyan, just got obliterated, right? So that was funny. So that's why he's mid. He would have been entertaining, but he put up no fight against Goku. It would have been actually cool if Raccoon could have put up somewhat of a fight, but that didn't happen. We're almost done here, but we have a few more to go over. In Captain Ginyu in Goku's body, I would say this guy is annoying. Some people might disagree, but I thought it was extremely annoying. Goku lost his body. I didn't like seeing Goku in Ginyu's body. That was the main issue. That really irritated me personally. But he's not absolute dog water because he does provide plot. It forces Gohan to have to fight his father in his body, even though it's not his father. So that's the best part about this, I think, and it's enjoyable to see this guy go into a frog form after, you know, basically throwing his hat in the ring saying, I'm just going to keep throwing this overpowered ability, and it eventually bit him in the ass pretty bad, right? So that was the only cool thing, seeing Ginyu turned into a frog, right? I believe this is a Pule. He's mediocre. He gets decimated. He's dog water, right? And the same could be said for these guys. They are filler. I believe they're there with Bulma, with the Dragon Balls or whatever. I mean, they're pretty trash, all three of them. They're perfect right there, and they don't deserve to be ever shown again. I would much prefer that the Frieza Force has stronger warriors than some guy in a helmet and a fucking alligator, okay? That's my personal opinion on that. And lastly here we have Kui. The best thing about Kui is basically his confidence in thinking that Vegeta can't fight him effectively, and he gets blown to pieces by Vegeta Dirty Fireworks shooting in the air and basically blowing him apart. It was very entertaining, that part specifically. Kui was a cocky bastard, and he deserves to go in annoying. So overall, what I have to say about this list is Goku and Frieza are absolutely fantastic, and Vegeta, Krillin, and Gohan also provide a lot to the show, and we can't forget about Piccolo's prominence in this saga as well. The rest of the characters basically all die. They basically are all dead or forgotten, right? So that's basically the sum up of this list. I think overall it's pretty accurate. You might have some things you disagree with, but you can leave it down in the comments section. No matter how rude you want to be, I'm absolutely understanding. If you think, let's say, Piccolo deserves to be in God tier or mid, or you think that, I don't know, Zarbon transformed is dog water, you know, I understand that. So overall, I want to thank everyone for watching this tier list video, the Dragon Ball Z tier list for Frieza Saga characters, and I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. See you later.